Have you ever told someone to break a leg? Or maybe you've been given the cold shoulder? These phrases sound absurd if you take them literally, but they are everywhere in our everyday conversations. But here is the twist. Many of these bizarre expressions come from bloody battles, ancient remedies, and drunken lords painting towns red. Today, we are diving deep into the origins of everyday phrases, and trust me, it is not what you think. Welcome to MindSpark Daily, where curiosity leads and knowledge follows. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you will never say "cost an arm and a leg" the same way again. Language is more than words, it is living history. Every idiom and expression we use is a time capsule, a breadcrumb trail through centuries of culture, war, invention, and pure human weirdness. Today, we are cracking open the stories behind some of the most common and curious phrases we use without a second thought. From Roman poisons to medieval hunting tricks, this is going to be a wild ride through the unexpected origins of the English language. Misconceptions about idioms. Many people assume idioms are just silly sayings or that they are random linguistic leftovers. But every phrase has a purpose, and most have been shaped by real events, cultural shifts, and societal norms. Some are incredibly old, others surprisingly new, and many do not mean what you think they mean. Misusing them? That is easier than you would expect. Break a leg. Let's kick things off with break a leg. Used to wish someone luck, especially actors, it sounds more like a curse than encouragement. Theories abound, but one popular explanation comes from superstition. Directly saying good luck was considered bad luck in theater circles, so performers wished each other the opposite instead. Another theory, it refers to bending a knee to take a bow. Either way, it is all about knocking them dead, figuratively of course. Bite the bullet. Ever had to bite the bullet and do something painful? This one is rooted in literal pain on the battlefield. Before anesthesia, soldiers were given a bullet to bite down on during surgery to keep from screaming. Brutal, but effective. The phrase stuck around, evolving into a metaphor for enduring hardship head-on. Pull out all the stops. Pull out all the stops has musical origins. In pipe organs, stops control airflow. Pulling them all out meant maximum sound, full power. Today, the phrase means going all in, no holding back. Paint the town red. Now here is one with a wild backstory. In 1837, the Marquis of Waterford and his party crew went on a drunken rampage in Melton Mowbray, literally painting doors, signs, and yes, even a swan, bright red. That chaotic night birthed the phrase, paint the town red, which now simply means having a rowdy good time. History has a sense of humor, doesn't it? Take it with a grain of salt. The Romans believed salt could neutralize poison. When someone told a suspicious tale or offered sketchy food, you would take it with a grain of salt to guard against danger. Nowadays, it just means being skeptical, but the origin is ancient and a little bit deadly. Beat around the bush. This phrase goes back to hunting days. Servants would literally beat around bushes to scare birds into flight, while the nobles did the actual shooting. It came to mean avoiding direct action or talking in circles instead of getting to the point. Give the cold shoulder. In Old England, when an unwelcome guest lingered too long, they were served a cold shoulder of meat instead of a warm meal. It was the 1800s version of ghosting. Today, it still means to snub or ignore someone, no meat required. Cry over spilt milk. This one is fairly literal. Once milk was spilled, especially in the pre-refrigeration era, it was gone for good. No point crying about it. The phrase reminds us that what's done is done. Cut to the chase. Hollywood gave us this one. In early silent films, boring scenes would often drag on before the exciting car chases. Editors and viewers wanted filmmakers to cut to the chase. Skip the fluff, get to the action. It is a perfect metaphor for urgency. Let sleeping dogs lie. Waking a sleeping dog could lead to a bite. Metaphorically, it means do not stir up old conflicts or problems. This idiom dates back to the 1300s, showing just how long we have known it is better to leave some things alone. Cost an arm and a leg. During the 18th century, portrait painters charged more to include limbs. A basic bust cost less than a full-body rendering. Thus, something that cost an arm and a leg was truly expensive, not because of war, but because of art. In a nutshell, ancient Romans loved tiny containers. Legend has it Cicero once read an entire copy of Homer's Iliad written small enough to fit in a nutshell. Today, the phrase just means to summarize concisely, but it started as a flex of miniature mastery. Rain on someone's parade. Nothing ruins a celebration like bad weather. The idiom likely came from literal parades in the 1800s being spoiled by sudden rain, especially in New York. Now, it is a metaphor for spoiling good news with negativity. Take the bull by the horns. This one is as fearless as it sounds. Cowboys and rodeo riders literally grabbing bulls by the horns became a symbol of tackling tough challenges head-on. If you have ever stepped into a risky situation with confidence, you have lived this idiom. Make a mountain out of a molehill. This 16th century expression pokes fun at exaggeration. A molehill, barely a bump in the ground, becoming a mountain, illustrates how people tend to blow things out of proportion. Shakespeare even referenced it in his plays. Practice what you preach. This one's biblical. It comes from Matthew 23, where Jesus criticizes those who talk big but do not live by their own words. It is a timeless reminder to act with integrity and walk the talk. So, what do all these quirky phrases have in common? They are echoes of our past. Each one holds a hidden story about survival, culture, rebellion, or just plain humor. Language is not just how we communicate, it is how we carry history forward without even realizing it. And just think, there are hundreds more out there, waiting to be unraveled. If this video sparked your curiosity, hit that like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking explorations from MindSpark Daily. Tell us in the comments, what is your favorite idiom, or one that has always confused you? We might feature it in our next video. And do not forget to share this with someone who beats around the bush a little too often. Thanks for watching, and remember, in a nutshell, knowledge is power when you dig into the roots. See you next time.